This is Ageless, where we celebrate exploring the uninhibited years of fearless desire and wisdom, living a life with lots of mistakes but zero regrets. This is a short episode off the top of my head. I'm literally sitting on my bed and I want to share this with you. I was talking to a coworker and we were actually talking about headscarves. She wears a headscarf and she only wears black. And we started to talk about creativity. And she had mentioned that she actually sells headscarves as part of a side gig business. And all of a sudden this thing popped out of my mouth, because shit pops out of my mouth. And I said, well, maybe you only wear black because you don't want to be seen. Now, were those my exact words? Probably not. Was there more nuance to the conversation? Absolutely. Did I think like, oh, there you go again, Jessica, like nobody asked you? But I said what I said. The interesting thing is that the universe is magical. Because later, another coworker walked in and I commented about her hair. Now, her hair is purple. She's, I want to say 13 years older than me, give or take. And I said, I like it. It's a super vibrant purple. I really like it. And she said, well, this year I became invisible. And I wanted to get back some of my visibility. She described that her relationship, her committed relationship, her marriage had significantly changed. And in the change that they had, there was a whole identity shift on how they presented to the world. So that part of her identity was now gone. Being older created invisibility. And I looked at her and I thought, yeah, I remember becoming invisible. And there are these different points in my life where I became invisible. In fact, like now that I'm just thinking about it, I feel like there's a lot of my life that is invisible. So I'm very out about and proud about my heritage, and that when I was born at Weiss Memorial Hospital in Chicago, the sign where you put your feet, the little stamp where they put the baby's feet, it says Negro. I'm very light skinned. So, and I present Caucasian, European, which I am half European, I'm half Slovak, or I'm half Serbian. It's a whole confusing fucking thing. And so don't at me, because I'm like trying to kind of figure all that shit out. But anyway, so where my identity becomes visible in Chicago and invisible in New York was really super interesting. So that's one point of invisibility. Then what I noticed is I didn't change my name in marriage because I'm very committed to, like, very connected to my name. But when I got pregnant, I became very visible. Doors would open wherever I went. But when the baby came out and was placed in a stroller, doors slammed it's almost as if I became invisible again. And then, of course, you lose your identity of your name, because once you become a parent, and I don't know if this happens with dads, I'm guessing that it does, but it definitely happens with moms. You no longer are Jessica, you are Kiki's mom. You'll go to the pediatrician and you're not even referred to as, Jessica, the person who signs the checks, the person who signs the forms, the person who gives consent, but you are literally called mom by the people that work there. And then you get older and Miss turns into ma'am. And I'm not even talking about like if you have a different gender pronoun and misgendering people. I'm not even getting into that nuance, because that's a whole new kind of yet old distinction. Old in the sense that like there have always been people who have been feeling as if they were misgendered, or folks that straddle both sides. Anyway, but you go into all of a sudden with aging, you're no longer miss, you're ma'am, there are just these assumptions that are made, and you're approached differently. Or you're, in some cases, literally people just walk past as if you don't exist. And that's a hard thing to... There are choices, there are times where you don't want to be seen, you want to be private, you want to be within yourself. You're happy to just disappear. I think everyone goes through that. But there are other times where you want to be acknowledged, you want to be seen. You want to be seen for who you are. Again, this is just off the top of my head. But with aging, ageism is the one thing that unites us all. Hopefully. Hopefully, we are all lucky enough to age. Hopefully, we are all lucky enough to age. I repeated that twice, so it's not a mistake. I could say privilege. And in certain cases, as the world is, it is a privilege to feel safe enough to age, to be in a space that you are safe enough to age. You are supported enough to age. So, I'm getting emotional all of a sudden. I think, listen, I went like 60-something days without a period, and this bitch is back. When I think of making mistakes, but living without regret, go out there and be seen. Each day we age, each day is another opportunity to be seen as you are, not as we want you to be, and not as you think you should be, but as you are. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. A quick little episode. Thank you so much for listening to Age Lust. I have a dream list of folks I want to talk to, and I always have an episode like sitting, waiting to go out, and I hate editing, but I'm gonna do it. So anyway, this is a quick one, totally unedited, totally free form, all about being invisible, I think. Let me know what you think. If you have ideas, suggestions, send them to me. You can find me on the Instagram at agelust.co. You can email me at hello@agelust.co. Rate, review, support, share, all those things. Much love. Thanks for listening to Age Lust. Please rate, review, share, all the things on all the different podcast platforms. Your support really helps other people find me, find Age Lust, find us. I'm always open to suggestions. And you can also find me on the Instagram at agelust.co. That's AGELUST.co. Until next time.